Next, I'd like to bring, Tom was a mentor to a lot of people, but there was someone who was a mentor to Tom. I'd like to bring Brandon Wood up to the stage.
Oh, Brandon. There's the man that broke my child.
Everyone in this room is amazing. Chemically, we are composed of 3 trillion atoms throughout our body. That is almost impossible to comprehend. Tom was somehow more miraculous than the rest. Because see, for most of us, our atoms have no need to exist or do anything together. They just sit there, and somehow we end up working and finding purpose, and these atoms move through life. However, Tom, however, was different, and his mom can attest to that. He came out born with all 3 trillion of his atoms knowing what he had to do, and that was to dance, that was to move, that was to give purpose to every other atom he came into contact with. And that was his most beautiful gift. He took me, an introvert, who was supposedly his teacher and elder, but he showed me how amazing the world was, and he took me out into it. And he showed me my atoms, my introverted hydrogens and calciums, and he showed me a beautiful world. He taught me how to dance. We skanked for 7 hours against racism once in the Riviera. We were a mosh pit at an Anthrax concert. And not once, but twice, we swung dance at a Cherry Pop and Daddy's concert. It was the 90s, it was a weird time for everyone. But for me, Tom has always been the pinnacle of what dance represents. To move through life, to give it purpose, to give it a direction. And in our life, I've grown old and I've danced less, but Tom continued to dance through life because he had a purpose. And despite us being distanced by states, he continued to dance, and I continued to think in my brain. But we always talked, and for us, music was a big component that we carried with us. And there was a particular artist, Frank Turner, that we often talked about, and we felt was kind of a soundtrack to our 30-something aged lives. And one of the words in one of his songs is about a friend of his that was passing away. And before she passed, she said, "You live to dance another day, but soon you'll have to dance for both of us." Dance could not be more beautiful for Thomas LeConte, more beautiful metaphor. Because he understood that he gave purpose by moving through life, and he reminded everybody that through the beauty of moving and by doing and loving, that loving was a physical act that he gave to the world, that it made everyone feel better. Tom recognized what so many people forget in this world, that we can have a purpose, we just have to choose to live it out. Because you see, Tom's atoms always knew that there's a purpose, that there's a chemistry that exists because it is the most powerful force in this world. And atoms, when exposed to friction, by smashing into other atoms at a subatomic level, you can create change and create power like you've never seen before. It is how suns begin at an atomic level. By that nuclear reaction, by atoms smashing into one another, you create a beautiful glow that is the sun that echoes and shines light on every life form that it touches. And that gives more life. It grows, and that's what Tom has done for everyone in this room.
Hallelujah! Yeah.
All of his family, everyone tonight has talked about the contagious love that Tom brings. Because when he smashed into you like he smashed into this world, he created a heat. And you have a legacy now. You have an obligation. That warmth cannot fade. It is your obligation to smash back into this world with all the love and all the graciousness that we have been taught by Tom. That same musical artist finished that we all live to dance another day. Just now we have to dance for one more of us. My friend went by Plainwhite Tom. He was anything but.
Do you want to introduce